Progressive rock is the genre that pushes boundaries, both musically and thematically. It's where intricate compositions, virtuosic musicianship, and wild experimentation collide. If you're ready to dive deep into some of the greatest albums in prog, you're in the right place. As a disclaimer, these are my selections, but do feel free to add your 10 or any individual albums in the comments below. Today I'm going to walk you through 10 prog rock albums you really must hear before you die. These are albums that not only shape the genre, but continue to inspire musicians and fans alike. Starting with a cornerstone of the genre, King Crimson's In the Court of the Crimson King. Now, this album practically invented progressive rock when it dropped in 1969. Rolling Stone called it an uncanny masterpiece, and for good reason. The wild, distorted saxophone and guitar in 21st Century Schizoid Man shattered expectations for what rock music could be. Robert Fripp's guitar work and Greg Lake's haunting vocals paved the way for countless prog bands to come. Prog rock, as we know it, would be unthinkable without this album. Next, we've got Close to the Edge by Yes. Now, if you ask any prog fan to name a quintessential album, Close to the Edge is going to come up every single time. The sheer complexity and beauty of this record cannot be overstated. Steve Howe's intricate guitar, Chris Squire's driving bass, Rick Wakeman's celestial keyboards. It all culminates in a nearly 19-minute epic. Prog magazine even hailed it as the peak of symphonic rock. This is an album that feels like a journey, one that you need to experience. Now, Genesis make their first appearance on this list with The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. This 1974 double album is progressive rock's version of a sprawling surrealist novel. Peter Gabriel's last record with the band, and he left us with an unforgettable, bizarre rock opera. The story of Rael, this street kid who embarks on a strange journey through New York and beyond, is as enigmatic as it is ambitious. Gabriel's performance is theatrical, almost operatic at times. The Guardian called it the pinnacle of Genesis's storytelling. I quite agree. If you want to get lost in the concept album that's as much about the narrative as the music, then this really is the one. Moving on to Jethro Tull's Thick as a Brick. Ian Anderson and company created a parody of the concept albums, only to end up making one of the greatest examples of the format. The entire record is one continuous track, split over two sides. The album's lyrics are whimsical, based on a fictional child prodigy. But the musicianship is deadly serious, complex, layered, and often tongue-in-cheek. Classic Rock magazine called it a prog rock odyssey. Listen, it's a wild ride that keeps you guessing from start to finish. Now, a lot of people might immediately think of Dark Side of the Moon, but Wish You Were Here is Pink Floyd's prog masterpiece. It's a deep, meditative album that deals with loss, fame, and the pressures of the music industry. The 26-minute Shine On You Crazy Diamond is a tribute to Syd Barrett, the band's troubled former leader. David Gilmour's soaring guitar and Richard Wright's keyboard work build an atmosphere that's just otherworldly. As Rolling Stone put it, it's music for stargazing, both outwards and inwards. Next up, Rush with Hemispheres. This is peak prog for the Canadian trio, featuring some of their most complex compositions and conceptual ideas. Neil Peart's drumming on Cygnus X1 Book 2 is legendary, not to mention his sci-fi inspired lyrics. This album shows the band at their most daring, exploring everything from mythology to the human mind. Critics often call Rush the thinking person's rock band, and Hemispheres is a big reason why. Genesis returns next with Selling England by the Pound, and this might be the quintessential British prog album. Peter Gabriel's lyrical wit and theatrical delivery are in full force here. From the lush Firth of Fifth to the rock-driven Dancing with the Moonlight Night, this album covers a lot of ground. Prog magazine described it as the heart of English progressive rock. If you want to hear the perfect balance of musicianship and melody, look no further. Now for something a little darker. Porn Hearts by Van de Graaff Generator. This is an album that's as much about mood as it is about music. Dark, unsettling, and at times almost chaotic. A Plague of Lighthouse Keepers is the standout track, a 23-minute journey through isolation and madness. As AllMusic put it, there's nothing quite like this record. Equal parts beautiful and terrifying. I like that. If you're into the more avant-garde side of prog, Porn Hearts is essential. Rush again, this time with A Farewell to Kings. This album shows the band's ability to blend hard rock with complex multi-part compositions. Xanadu and Closer to the Heart are perfect examples of the band's unique style. Classic rock called it a bridge between prog's lofty ambitions and hard rock's accessibility. If you want to hear Rush at their prog peak, then this is the album. And finally, my number one, Foxtrot by Genesis. This is the definitive prog rock album for many fans. Supper's Ready, a 23-minute epic, has been described as the ultimate prog rock suite, taking listeners on a journey through biblical, surreal, and really downright bizarre imagery. Described by The Guardian as the band's magnus opus, Peter Gabriel's theatricality and Tony Banks' keyboards combined to make this one of the most iconic pieces of music within the genre. If you only listen to one prog album in your life, Foxtrot is a strong contender. So there you have it, 10 prog rock albums you must hear before you die. A bit grim, I know. Each of these albums has shaped the genre in profound ways, and they continue to inspire new generations of musicians. What's your favourite prog album? Did I miss any of your personal essentials? Drop a comment below and let me know your top picks. This list is just the beginning. Prog rock has so many layers and we've barely scratched the surface. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so that you don't miss any of my future deep dives into the world of classical albums and prog rock. We've got plenty more to explore. So until next time, keep spinning those vinyls, exploring new sounds, and never stop pushing the boundaries of music. Thanks for watching.